March 5th, Thursday. The eyes to see today. Genesis 37, verse 1 to 11. His brothers were jealous of him, but his father kept the matter in mind. The most important thing for the remnants is having eyes that can see today. That's why holding onto the accurate covenant is crucial. When you hold onto the accurate covenant, the triune God accomplishes the 777. The blessing of the throne comes, and God's kingdom and the works of his kingdom are fulfilled. At this time, darkness collapses, and the Lord's angel, the heavenly hosts, and heavenly armies begin to work. A remnant today is about changing three things. First, you must turn your past completely into a stepping stone. Then your present becomes a process that blesses you. At this time, the accurate answer for the future appears. The remnant period is the time to prepare for the summit. They're to prepare for the spiritual summit, the skills summit, and the cultural summit. You must also prepare 300% in advance. Preparing what you need for yourself, the field, and the future is 300%. As the remnants build the platform and the partisan, they simply need to enjoy the blessings of the throne and wait for God's kingdom and its work. That's the goal of a remnant. Then, what evidence appears in those who hold the accurate covenant? 1. Genesis 37, verse 1 to 11. Joseph. Exodus 3, verse 1 to 20. Moses. 1 Samuel 3, verse 1 to 19. Samuel. Joseph held onto the accurate covenant and prayer even in extreme difficult situations. Moses held the covenant at 80 years old. Samuel held onto the covenant from childhood. 2. 1 Samuel 17 verse 1 to 47. David. 2 Kings 6 verse 8 to 24. Elisha. Babylonian captivity. David held onto this covenant from his youth, so he could turn the greatest crisis into the greatest opportunity. The Dothan movement began with nobody and nothing, but it didn't matter. The Babylonian captivity was a situation of absolute impossibility. Yet because God had an absolute plan, the disciples in Babylon could see absolute possibility. 3. Acts 1 verse 1 to 14. 19 verse 8. The partisans' journeys and guideposts, which is the power of the throne, were relayed to the synagogues. Jesus told all disciples to be centered on the church and to be centered on healing. He told them to become watchmen, witnesses to the ends of the earth, and to build the partisans' journeys and guideposts. Dear God, I thank you for establishing your kingdom at this time. Please bind all the forces of darkness in the places I must go. May your partisans' journeys and guideposts be raised to save the world. In Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen.